Trayvon Martin, the unarmed teen who was shot and killed by a neighborhood watchman last month, has galvanized protests across the nation, especially since his killer, George Zimmerman, was covered by the Stand Your Ground law. Today, the huge group of people behind me are gathered to remember Trayvon Martin's life and to protest his untimely death.
There are mothers who wish they could write these words, that they would have written these words or spoken these words before it was too late. So rather than write a retrospective piece about the life that was, I'm going to tell you about the life that is.
We think what's going on in Florida and what went on with Trayvon Martin is a obscene miscarriage of justice. I can't believe that. I can't believe what's happening down there. It makes me physically angry.
I think it's an excuse for vigilantism. I just found out that among the other states that have passed it is my own home state of Pennsylvania, which makes me very embarrassed for my own home state. And it's astounding to me that people who claim to be so brave and tough, wanting to carry their concealed weapons around and wanting their, concealed carry permits and their stand their ground laws, tend to be people who seem to be absolutely terrified. I mean, in this case, you have a man who apparently was terrified of a skinny teenager carrying a pack of Skittles and an iced tea. And I can't imagine what his parents are going through right now. I just think it's an excuse for more killings, more shootings, and especially for people to claim self-defense when really it comes down to racial issues, and we just can't have that. We are all Americans, and this just can't happen in this country anymore. It can't.
I just think the whole hoodie issue got taken out of context a little bit with certain types of people talking about it, but it's just, like I said, the whole thing is just sad that this guy saw a child, claimed he was suspicious, and wanted to live out whatever twisted fantasies he had towards ethnic people.
So what would justice look like to you in this case?
To me, justice, jail time. I think he should go straight to jail. And I don't know the law at the top of my head, but there is a state law in Florida that states if a man murders someone under the age of 18, whether it's self-defense or not, he is supposed to be in jail. Why the cops are taking their time to lock this man away, I don't know. And I do hope there is justice for his family.
So why did you think it was important to come here and bring all 7 of your children here also to protest Trayvon Martin?
To get justice for Trayvon, because it could have happened to anyone's children. I have 5 boys. Just because they're not colored, it could have happened to them too, regardless. They go to the store, they do this, they do that.
So what do you think about the Stand Your Ground law?
I think it's wrong. They should get rid of it.
And what do you hope to teach your kids by bringing them out here to this vigil?
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and they should stand up for what's right instead of going after what's wrong.
I feel like there needs to be a social movement. I think that there's solidarity in numbers. As New York citizens or as citizens of this country, it's becoming tiring and frustrated to have to watch injustice happen in the name of justice. And I think that there's a lot of people who perpetrate like it's okay for you to do these kinds of crimes and call it self-defense, but really what it is, it's an attack on people of color, it's an attack on young people, it's an attack on society. And I think when you go after the most vulnerable population in our society, which is our youth, you're going after everybody. You're going after the mothers, after the fathers, after society. So we just wanted to be here and show our support.
I teach young adults between the ages of 17 and 23, and it's hard to watch his face and just pretend that this didn't happen. And it's also hard to believe that such archaic laws exist. Stand your ground sounds pretty old, and it shouldn't be around. And the entire case just seems a bit bizarre.
Whether it's threatening war on Iran, making war on the people of the Middle East, unleashing the racists against black youth, mass incarceration, you name it. This system, this is fundamentally the problem, and that's why this is a paper that's at the center of a movement for revolution in this country. That's why I'm here, to demand justice for Trayvon and say we've got to get rid of the whole system that creates this.
It was important for me to come out tonight because I really feel outraged. I think it's actually ridiculous that we have to protest for there to be an investigation when somebody is killed. I'm from Florida, and that frankly scares me a lot. I think it's really dangerous when we enable citizens to do all sorts of things in the name of self-defense, especially if we aren't then going to investigate those incidents once they occur. It's really frightening to me.
Well, first of all, there shouldn't be a crazy law in Florida that allows somebody to shoot somebody just like that. And justice would start by arresting this guy and getting to the bottom of the whole situation. And if it had been reversed, I'm sure Trayvon would have been arrested.
So what do you say to people who say this is not racism at all, the guy simply felt threatened, this race played no factor? What do you say to that?
Wake up. Wake up.